Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Uh, welcome to my comeback to another process, guys. Today I would like explanation about in the class. This semester I have sociolinguistics in class. With the lecture is Miss Puput. Hi Miss Puput. If you're watching my video, this enjoy and hope you all guys you watching my video this enjoy. Okay, so today my I will share the individual assignment. There are 6 questions that have answer, and I have to explain all to guys. Number one, explain and give another example of language choice in multilingual communities. Language choice in multilingual communities. Multilingual communities, more than one language is used. It means that people living in this situation may speak more than one language. When interacting with others, they can choose a code or variety which is appropriate with participants, topic, and location. According Holmes, the linguistic forms chosen by a speaker is influenced by social context in which he is talking. It matters who he is talking to or participants, where he is talking or setting, what he is talking about topic, and why he is talking function of interaction. As a result, the same message may be expressed differently to different people. So in here, code choose in this two, the first code switching and code mixing. I explain the code switching. Code switching, the term code switching or code switching is refers to the alternation between two or more language, dialect, or language register in the course of discourse between people who have more than one language in common. And the second, code mixing. What is code mixing? Code mixing, also called intrasensual code switching or intersensual code alternation, occurs when speaker use two or more languages below close level within on social situation. Next, the number two, re-explain by your own words. Example, kalala. The example, Kalala is 60 years old. He lives in Bukavu, an African city in eastern Zaire with a population of about 2,000 and 2020. It is a multicultural, multilingual city with more people coming and going for work and business reason than people who live there permanently. Over 40 groups speaking different language can be found in the city. Kalala, like many of his friends, is unemployed. He spends his days roaming the streets, shopping off periodically at regular meeting place in the marketplace, in the park, or at a friend's place. During a normal day, he uses at least 3 different varieties or codes and sometimes more. Kalala speaks an informal style of his tribal language. At home, he with his family, and he is familiar with the formal. She used for weddings and funerals. He used informal she in the marketplace when he deals with vendors from his own ethnic group. When he wants to communicate with people from a different tribal group, he used the lingual fronts of the area. Swahili. He learned standard Zairean Swahili at school, but the local marketplace variety is a little different. It has its own distinct linguistic feature and even its own name, Kingwana. He used Kingwana to younger children and to adults he meets in the street as well as to people in the marketplace. Question number 3 is domain language use and code quiz. Explain briefly and one example of each terms. The answer is number 3. The domain in connection with code switching. The term domain is uh, usually used to denote the social context of interaction. The concept of the sociolinguistic domain goes back to the American sociolinguist Joshua Fishman. Speech communities are made up of a number of domains which organize and define social life. Typical domain in a speech community include family, religion, education, and employment and friendship. Each domain has distinctive domain-specific feature, addresses, setting, and the topic. For example, family venture will be the topic. This factor influence could choose within domains in such a way that every domain is associated with a particular code or variety that is thought appropriate for us. In bilingual speech community, in certain domains, one language is used while in another domains, the other language is spoken. Here, a few description of domain of specific language use. They show typical addresses, setting, and topic. The first, in monolingual speech community, situational code switching is done by speaking varieties of only one language. For example, the choose between standard and non-standard forms of the language, such as Standard American English and AAVA. A typical linguistic activity in this connection is style shifting in formal and informal speech situation. In multilingual speech community, code switching takes place between two or more separate language. The second, domain-based code switching in multilingual communities should be distinguished from diagnosia. The concept of the domain means that one code is regularly used in particular domains on one set of situations, while another code is regularly used in another domains, another set of situations. This phenomenon is similar to diagnosia and can also occur in formally non-diaglosic multilingual speech community. However, in diaglosic speech community specialization of function and thus code switching between the H variety and the L variety is more institutionalized than in the case with regular code switching. And question number 4. Social factor affecting code choose. What does it mean? What are they? So, social aspect like in this content, participant, the topic, and purpose are important factors in explaining various sociolinguistic phenomena such as borrowing, diagnosia, code switching, register, style, and inference according Holmes 2013. The participants are the speaker or language user who involved in particular interaction or conversation which consists of who is or are speaking and who are they speaking to. Therefore, choice of a particular code rather than another is determined by the participant involved in the course of a particular interaction. Social context is another determining factor in language choice according Waldhook 2011. The context here refers to any social setting or background where the interaction is taking place between the participants. This covers where the participants are speaking at the moment of the conversation, which can be in or outside a classroom, office, or official meeting, or at home. The topic here refers to the subject matter that is being spoken about or discussed in the very moment of the conversation between the participants. A topic may be a religious sermon, formal speech, newscasting, or exchange of pleasantries between peers. Thus, selection of a code is mostly determined by the topic of discussion. The, and the last, the purpose. It means that this denote interactive goals that the individual participant aim at achieving during or after the conversation. The purpose of any communicating exchange between speakers is the expression of oneself social. Question number 4 is question number 5 is diaglossia and polyglossia. What do the terms mean and example? So in here, diaglossia and polyglossia. The explanation diaglossia the first. Diaglossia in sociolinguistics is a situation in which two distinct varieties of language are spoken within the same speech community. For example, in the classic diagnostic situation, two varieties of a language, such as Standard French and Haitian Creole French, exist alongside each other in a single society. Each variety has its own fixed function, or each high prestigious variety and one low or colloquial one. Using the wrong variety in the wrong situation would be socially inappropriate, almost on the level of delivering the BBC or else nightly news in broadcast. And I explain about polyglossia. Polyglossia is a term that refers to a person's ability to communicate in two or more languages. For example, the Netherlands and Switzerland are especially well-known example. In the Netherlands, children characteristically have instruction in Dutch as a first language, begin a second, third, fourth, or English, French, or German within a few years of each other. And if they plan to go to university, add several years of Latin and perhaps some Greek. Most high school graduates can manage to communicate into foreign language fluency in three or four is common among university graduates. And the last question, number 6, or the last, code switching or code mixing. What do the term mean? Factor and example. Code mixing is in bahasa pencampuran kode. For example, sentence. This morning, I sent my baby near the babysitter. Based on this example, code mixing occurs or code mixing because the speaker mixes the second language code in one sentence. In mixing the main language codes that are dominantly used. For example, the dominant language is English. Speech official as the main language in Indonesian, but intermittently with the language to make it look more cool or appropriate. This code mix is divided into two, namely the first mixing the code in. Mixed code scores from the original language with all its variation, such as formal, standards, no, informal, and non-standard. Number two, mix the code out. Mixed code, mixed code outside is mean mixed code that comes from a foreign language. The backgrounds of code switching can be divided into the first, attitude or type of attitude, background of the attitude of the speaker, number, and the second, linguistic type, background language, so that there are special consideration managing diversity and the desire to explain or finish. Uh, so this code of mix from can, such as 5, the first word insertion, second inserting a phrase, third insertion of clause, fourth insertion of response or idioms, 5 insertion of Western state. So the number 2, code switching in bahasa ahli code. While code switching, the speaker switch the language they use. For example, the answer given yesterday began with Indonesian. However, because of heavy estimation as a speech partner, understanding English was finally transferred to English, or so that it looks cool two times. There are two types of code switching. First, external code switching, for example, English to Indonesian, and the second, internal code switching, for example, Japanese ngoko to Chromo. So the principle between code mixing and code switching is like that. Code mixing occurs when a speaker mix or insert foreign word or another code in the dominant language he used. Yes, including the use of foreign terms to appear intellect. While code switching, speakers change the language they use to another code or including variation. Because of considerants such as 5, the first of the interlocutor, the second, the speakers themselves, the third, the presence of a third speaker, for example, Japanese keep coming from a third person from Sumatra. So they change the code to Indonesian. Number 4, creates a sense of humor, and the last, increase prestigious. I think that's all. I hope you watching my video and like and comment this. Okay, I think that's all. I hope you enjoy, friends. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.